GameStop reports earnings in a few days, so I thought I would take a look at the stock. We ended the day at $31.57, up a whopping 19%. Congratulations if you've made some money off of this stock. This is where we ended. To the north side from where we are takes us to another level of resistance and a potential take profit area at roughly 35.70. Above that, 38.27. And at 4 standard deviations, $40.85. If we get to this level or this level, I definitely will anticipate a crack as people take their profits and they run. Now, back to the middle of the trend and the baseline, and from where we are, support grinding along this line will be roughly $30.62. The blue line is the basis line, the Bollinger Bands I turned on today. And then the lower channel of that. Support also takes us to roughly 25.56, 23.03, and 20.41. I will definitely anticipate a bounce if we get to these lines at -2, -3, and -4 standard deviations. But obviously, there are many levels in between to get from down here to up here. Looking left, you can see where we had a clear sell signal at resistance, and then people took their profits and price fell all the way down here. If we are up here and we head down here, that turns into support. And then we fell a little bit more and then bounced back up. And then from here, that turns into resistance. And it's been a little bit since I looked at GameStop. What gap was I tracking here? I don't know what the heck. Oh, that's this gap. Let me move this number out of the way. That's the last time I looked at price was 22.21. And the gap has not touched. So when we crack to the south side, this could be a potential zone at 1738. This is on the daily here. I've flipped it over to, just so you can see this in the bigger picture. And this gap, I need to go and mark that out. Let's do that on the hourly. So that one is still in play. This one, oh, that's the green one to the upside. So we touched already. Once I do a chart for this, sometimes it takes me forever to go back and look at it because it's not something I keep on my radar. So that closed out, and then we ripped some more, and then on the hourly hit resistance and fell back down. And what happened here? Let's take a look. Let's see if I can grab it. Sometimes if you grab this at the wrong spot, oh, there we go. And I'm gonna say this is a win right here that we touched to the south side. And that is no longer a threat to our account at $13.54. Back in 23 there, delete, delete. Let me make this bigger so I can see it better. All right. Flip this back. Option R to reset. And let me fix this. When you flip to the different time frames, it makes your chart wonky sometimes. Well, most of the time. Shouldn't really flip between. Just do a complete separate video on the different time frames because this is what happens All right, the next one I'm going to go over is CEG, Constellation Energy Corporation. Thank you to Murat for pointing this out to me earlier this morning. And he says, check out the 4-hour chart. There is a gap that will possibly take us down to 187-ish, but on the flip side, the potential to go higher will take us to roughly 233. And he thinks this utility stock can profit from AI. So let's delve into it on the 5-minute. First, I want to give you some price targets. Move that out of the way. Oh, I've never done a chart for this, by the way. I have tracked prices for myself, but this is the first time I've made a video on this ticker. So we are right here to the north side, and resistance and a potential take profit area, roughly 214.41, 218.63, and 222.61. To the south side at support from where we are will take us to roughly 206.32. I'll anticipate a bounce off of that line. 198.18, 193.88, and 189.84 are your potential targets. So 180, let's take this to 187. Takes us to there. So that's the potential to fall down there, and we are in a downward channel on the 5-minute time frame. You're going to get different buy and sell signals depending upon what time frame you are playing. So this is very hard for me to see because of the Bollinger Bands. If there is a gap that was created right here that could take us down to this level. So I'll do that on my own and remove the Bollinger Bands, but I want to delve into that just a little bit deeper. But let's show you what we look like on the monthly. That's your 1-year price target now. Again, I have never tracked this ticker. What did I do that? No, that's the part, oh, that's part of the lines. All right, the RSI on the monthly is hot. Yeah, that's not my buy zone. That's my sell zone right here. All right, and that's telling me price is going to crack too once we finally roll over. Yeah, that's why I can see just right off the bat that Murat thinks it's going down, and I agree with him. Already cracking on the weekly, on the daily, turning up. So there you go. Different time frames give you different buy and sell signals. So we're running there. And then but let me give you some price targets on the daily while I'm here. So we are at 209.33. Now that's hard to see. And to the north side takes us to roughly 221.37. And to the south side, roughly 189.53. And the basis takes us to 217.08. Now let's take a look at the 4-hour. And we're going up, plenty of room to move to the upside. The basis takes us to 218.83. And the linear takes us to 243.29. And south of that, all the way to roughly 185.38. All right, and now very quickly, see, look at that. I gotta fix this. Yeah, I'll do this when I finish up the video. My chart's getting wonky again. Now, I want to take a look at what ran today in Vanguard's Total Stock Market Index Fund, and Crwd ran up almost 12%. So congrats if you made some money there. I just talked about this one thanks to the help of Murat, who pointed this out to me. So that was yesterday. Today is the 5th. And again, the charts always change, so keep that in mind. So we are at 242.18. To the north side takes us to another level of resistance. 345.94, 354.02, 362.47. And to the south side, support 328.19, 311.20, 303.33, and 294.49. And this gap is still in play, taking us to 306.37. And if we hit that level, that is another area of support that I will anticipate a bounce off of as well. So the move from here, roughly, to here is, 11, they have 98, but I don't have this precisely measured out. So again, congrats. And thank you to Murat for pointing that one out as well. And the last one I'm going to go over, because I like to look at the bottom of Vanguard's ETF, although it's not the bottom as in the very last ticker they have, because I only have like 230 or 250 in on my list here. So I'll update that in a while or add more to it. All right, we ended the day here at 46.02. And with Crwd running as much as it did, I will anticipate a crack down at a certain level. That price will crack. It can't stay up there without basing. Okay, 46.02 to the north side. Here are your price targets. 46.52, 47.40, and 47.84, and 48.27. 45.66, 45.21, and 44.77. The basis is at 46.14. Note the crack down at support, the resistance, the bounce at support, sell off here as well at resistance. Those are the super clear areas. And I know that I have looked at this a long time ago. It's been a long time. Oops. So the price target is now $53. So basically the same when I last tracked that. So on the monthly, we are turning down. And apparently Murat talked about this one as well. So again, we're at 46.02 to the north side. Takes us to 67.08 to the south side, or roughly 43.54 as one potential area. All right, that's the monthly. Let's take a look at this on the daily, turning down as well. What's going on with these gaps that I drew out? So that's a potential, it looks like. So we have not closed that out, taking us to 55.49. What is happening with this one? So that's another gap here. This is the price target line. I'll change that so it doesn't look confusing. Okay, so we've got a gap here and a gap here. This one takes us to 53.25. This one to roughly 55.49 again. And you can see, we've been all over the place with this one. All right, and I'm more interested than this one than, let's say, Crwd at this point because of its run up. I expect Crwd to be at the bottom of the list somewhere, and Csco on Thursday to be somewhere towards the top. Fingers crossed, right? Oh, I shouldn't say that word. I can't stand it when people say right. I hear it all the time, and now I'm starting to pick it up. Bad, bad, bad. That does it for me. That is a look at GameStop, CEG, Crwd, and CSCO. Have a great trading day.